the Oklahoman newsroom, this is an OU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with OU beat writer Brooke Pryor. Brooke, today, Tuesday, the 27th, first day of the NFL Combine. A lot of the guys that we know that'll be going to Indianapolis for the Combine won't be showing up until Wednesday, the 28th, and that includes Baker Mayfield, as that's the day that quarterbacks are included in the check-in group. You had a chance to talk to Mike Mayock, who knows a lot about the draft process. He was asked a lot about Baker Mayfield. Had some interesting things to say. What stood out to you about what he thought was important for Baker Mayfield in these next few days?
You know, I think Mike echoed what a lot of us have thought for the last couple months, is that for Baker Mayfield, the most important thing that he can do at the NFL Combine is to have a strong presence in the interview rooms. Everyone knows what he can do on the field. There's a ton of tape on him. He has a good completion percentage, had a great college career, but the biggest question mark for him is, can he be the face of a franchise? And as Mike Mayock said on the conference call yesterday, is some teams are going to look at him, look at his off-the-field issues and say, nope, that's not my guy, and going to pass on him. Other teams are going to look at it and say, that's no big deal, it's a couple minor run-ins, and be okay with him being the face of the franchise. But that's up to Baker to convince them one way or the other when he goes into these team interview rooms.
Well, and Mike Mayock also made the point, something that we've talked about extensively, won't come as any surprise to anyone around here, the Manziel comparison, because you mentioned the off-field stuff, but there's a lot of on-field comparisons that bring that together too. I guess that, you know, again, convincing in those interview rooms is going to be important, but it's understandable that that comparison's out there.
Exactly. I mean, as Mayock said on the conference call yesterday, the world of 6'1" and under quarterbacks is very small. And then you add in the way that they both play on the field, their athletic ability to extend the plays, and then you add in their off-the-field issues. They have similar personalities in that they can be really fiery on the field. That's something where, yeah, I mean, it makes sense that these comparisons are out there, but it's up to Mayfield to prove that A, those off-the-field things don't define him, and B, that he has more of a work ethic than Johnny Manziel, that he's going to be the first one in the weight room and the last one out. And that's something that I think really hurt Johnny Manziel when he was in the league and at Texas A&M, is that he didn't have that same kind of drive that Baker Mayfield has.
You know, during Baker's time in Oklahoma, we knew the support system around him. Now as he goes to the NFL, that team around him, as far as, you know, agents and reps and all that sort of thing, starts to change. It's not just friends and family. But you had a chance to sort of get behind the scenes a little bit, at least to one member of that new Baker Mayfield team, right? Yeah,
I was talking with Patrick Hayes yesterday of Waterhouse Hayes. He co-founded his own PR company in LA that works with representing pro athletes, and it's not in the way that a lot of sports agents represent them. That they deal with, you know, the contracts, the team stuff, the on the field issues with money and all of that. What Patrick Hayes does and his company does is work with getting endorsements, off the field kind of things, branding these guys on social media, whether it's sending out sponsored posts or ads. And so he helps really advise players to do that. And as we all know, Baker Mayfield's a guy that's been on social media a lot. He is very conscious of his brand, which is something that in today's day and age that a lot of athletes are. There's some sports agencies that kind of have this service wrapped up all into one. What Baker Mayfield elected to do was he hired a traditional sports agent, I believe it was one out of Colorado, and now he's gone to Patrick Hayes to kind of handle everything else, all of the endorsements, stuff on Instagram, products, all of that stuff. And Patrick actually has OU roots. He came to OU, became an athletic trainer and exercise sports science major, worked with track and field, and then worked with football for a year before realizing, hey, I think I want to do journalism, and then transitioned into working with OU's digital media. I was kind of on the forefront of branding things on social media, of doing Q&As with players. So he's taken all that and now put it to use by starting his own company. All
right, lots more stories to tell about Baker Mayfield before the NFL draft gets here. Combine, again, this week into next week, a lot of evaluations, and we'll be following all of that. So be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com every day in the Oklahoman.